This is Pastor David's Daily Bread Guide message. Today's chapter, Deuteronomy 13. Do not follow the secular culture of Canaan. It's divided into 3, verse 1 to 2. Do not follow the funeral culture of Canaan. Verse 3 to 21. Do not eat the food of Canaan. Verse 22 to 29. Do not follow the Canaan way of using finance. The book of Deuteronomy is about the Moses talk towards the second generation of Exodus, and he reminds them of the failure and also miracles that God, the failures of the first generation and the miracles that happened to them. And Moses kept telling to the Israelites, when you enter the land of Canaan, do not follow the secular culture of the land. Even your family, even your friends cannot make you follow the culture. Let's look at verse 1 and 2. You are the children of the Lord your God. Do not cut yourselves or shave the front of your head for the dead, for you are a people holy to the Lord your God. This is about the culture of funerals. And death is not considered as the sorrow, but more joy and faith and blessing. And here he says, do not cut yourselves or shave the front of your heads for the dead, because Israelites are holy to the Lord. Out of the peoples on the face of the earth, the Lord has chosen you to be his treasured possession. Based on this identity, God commanded them not to follow the culture. Verse 3 to 21 is about the food, and there are food that's useful for them, and also there are food that are detestable to the Lord. There are different descriptions about the food, which to eat, which not to eat, but there is no interpretation why they should eat this or they should not eat this. Verse 21 says, do not eat anything you find already dead. You may give it to the foreigner residing in any of your towns, and they may eat it, or you may sell it to any other foreigner. But you are a people holy to the Lord your God. So there is no reason why they should eat this or not. But the baseline here is that you have to follow this because you are the chosen one. You are a people holy to the Lord your God. And also there's one interpretation can be drawn from there is that here, do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. So it's not allowed to harm the life. So the way you eat the animal, which harms the animal, then this is not allowed. Verse 22 to 29, the third part of today's chapter is about the tithe. So when you give offering to the Lord, it should be done in joy. In Africa, there are the tribes who even make applause when they give the tithe to the Lord, because this is like the festival. The offering to the Lord is like the festival for people. And in this section, there are 3 visions. There are 3 meanings of the tithe. The first is the number 18 and 21. This is for helping the Levites, like ministers, pastors, and lay ministers and missionaries. They do not have their allotment, so we give tithe, and this is used to help the living of the ministers, the Levites. And the second meaning is verse 22 to 23. Be sure to set aside a tenth of all that your fields produce each year. Eat the tithe of your grain, new wine, and olive oil, and the firstborn of your heart, and focus in the presence of the Lord your God at the place he will choose as a dwelling for his name, so that you may learn to revere the Lord your God always. And verse here it says, this is the festival of the community, and this is a joy and thanksgiving. So tithe represents the festival of the community. And third meaning of the tithe is verse 28 to 29. At the end of every 3 years, bring all the tithe of that year's produce and store it in your town, so that the Levites, who have no allotment or inheritance of their own, and the foreigners, the fatherless, and the widows who live in your towns may come and eat and be satisfied, and so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. It is to help the needy, the one who are marginalized, the foreigners, fatherless, the widows and orphans. So it is to help the needy of the community. And helping the needy, especially orphans and widows, Omega Church has prayed for them, and God has given us the great opportunity to help them in Lebanon, in Turkey, and also in Ukraine. So this is the meaning of the tithe, and this is what Omega Church has its focus. So I bless you all to be challenged by the Word of God. God bless you.